It's the Disney List, and this week I'm joined by Sharon and Tyler to talk a little bit about the best things that downtown Disney at the Disneyland Resort, that it has to offer. And we are going to start with Shireen. When it comes to downtown Disney, your home park is Disneyland. What do you like about downtown Disney? I mean, it's a place that's gone through a lot of changes recently.
Yeah.
And so one of the main reasons why I really wanted to talk about this is because it's lost a lot of its luster because it's gone through so many changes. And for those that don't know, downtown Disney had some issues where it was closing up one end of it. The Disney was closing up one end of the property to make way for a hotel that at the 11th hour did not happen, unfortunately, and ended up becoming a bit of a black eye for Disney at the time, and now they've just steered away from even talking about it. But these buildings sit vacant that used to be like ESPN Zone and Rainforest Cafe, AMC Theater. So this very prominent back corner of downtown Disney by the Disneyland Hotel is just vacant. And they're trying to add some new life to it. But I figured, why don't we focus on some of the positives? Because downtown Disney is still a great place.
Yeah. When you first asked me, I was like, it's kind of hard because they did get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And it has a different vibe now, but it's not a bad vibe. It's just different.
Yeah.
So I think they still have the live musicians. That's like a huge thing for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a musician myself. So being able to just still stand there and watch people sing and play. And I think that little stage is still there.
Yeah, the downtown Disney stage.
Yeah, the stage.
The
and
only
people
thing to
just
draw
perform.
people to that end of the property.
Basically. That and Earl of Sandwich.
Right, yeah.
I love sandwich. Yeah, I love the music. I haven't tried the Void yet, but I really want to go into the VR. Have you guys done
Yeah, that virtual reality.
Yeah,
I've walked by several times.
I did the Star Wars and I did the Wreck-It Ralph one.
So you've been in there?
Okay,
I have,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Oh, what'd you think?
I think it's cool. I think the Star Wars one was better than Wreck-It Ralph. It's really cool the first time you do it because you're literally walking from like room to room, and anything you see in the virtual space is actually there. Like, is a wall in, like, if you see a wall in the virtual space, there's a wall in real life, right? So it really does transport you to this different area, and it's cool. Like, there's even a point where you see like lava in front of you and they blast some heaters on your face, you know? So it's cool things like that where you feel like you're going from space to space with your group of friends, taking on the First Order or whatever. But the Wreck-It Ralph one wasn't as fun. It was a little more confusing on some mini game stuff. But overall, I think it's a really cool experience. And if you've never done it and you're with a group of 4 people, I think it's worth it to try it once.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Well, definitely something
Okay,
to try out
Yeah,
then.
I've been meaning to. I just haven't gotten the chance.
Yeah.
But the musicians, the VR, and I really want to. I really like Blacktop.
Yeah.
So I was
just
thinking
love
of
it.
Blacktop. Yeah.
It's just a fun vibe, and they have crazy desserts there. So
seems to be a real hit.
Yeah.
Since it's moved in, and
Yeah.
definitely I just hear glowing things about it. Haven't heard anything negative yet. So that's fantastic. They do the crazy shakes, right?
Yeah.
That's them.
Yeah. You got to plan your day around them because they're pretty.
Oh, yeah.
they're pretty intense.
Don't eat one of those in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one of those places where I was initially kind of sad that when they were first opening it, I was like really excited, and then I realized, oh, it's not a table service place. It's like you go up and you order your food, and then you sit down and they bring it to you. And that kind of bummed me out at first because I was hoping for another cool table service in downtown Disney, but it actually works to that place's benefit, and the food there, everything I've ever had has been amazing. So
it's sort of communal seating then. So you go order and then you go find a seat.
Yeah, they give you kind of a number, and you go and sit down, and they bring you your food. And then the all the servers there, all the runners, they're very nice. They've always accommodated me with whatever I've asked for. So it's nice. It's kind of like in in between section, like a Panera or something.
I see.
Where it's like self-serve and
It's a fast casual
service. Yeah, fast casual. Yeah.
And Shireen, you've had their shakes before?
Yeah.
What would you say has been your favorite so far?
Oh my goodness. I've only had the 2. I think cookies and cream and then the birthday one where
No.
they put like a full-on confetti piece of cake on top of it. So I went there for my birthday.
Yeah.
And it was
So it's a must-do.
it's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
And they put like a whole entire cookies and cream ice cream sandwich on top of the other one.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Intense.
just that alone. It's a lot, but it's fun. It's like
Yeah.
a good environment.
And for those that don't, I guess, want to go order food and do the whole seating process, they also have a window right on the back end of it where you can walk up and order the shakes just individually.
Right.
So that's fantastic. I know as many times as I've been past there's always a line out the door, which is why I've never stopped because I'm like, oh, there's probably somewhere else I can go. It's going to be less wait. But the windows themselves at the end that just do the shakes, there was a during, I'm going to say Thanksgiving, I think. They did a pumpkin pie shake where they put like a whole slab of pumpkin pie on top, and it looked amazing. So I go up because there's relatively very few people, if ever any, in line for the window just for the shakes. And so I walked up and there was one person ahead of me. I get there and I was like, can I get the pumpkin pie shake? I'm thinking like, oh, this is going to be beautiful. Can't wait to share it. They said it has to be ordered inside. Wow. Like, what's the point of your window?
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Being about shakes down here in this window if you can't serve me your specialty shakes of the season.
That's very strange.
Yeah, they said seasonal stuff has to go inside for some
That's
reason.
very, very strange.
I was extremely disappointed.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had a holiday one as well.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe I can go to that window.
Stop by the
It's
window.
good to know not to.
Unless it had something to
Maybe
do
that
with
day
you had to be seated because there was so much to it. I don't know, but they didn't explain that. They just said, "Oh yeah, sorry, because it's seasonal, it has to be inside." So that's how I took it. Seems disappointing to me.
Yeah.
They missed out on like.
Could you
an
imagine?
opportunity
Yeah. Could you imagine if you went through the drive-through at Starbucks and we're like, "Can I get the
You gotta come
can I
in.
get the pumpkin latte, please?" And they're like, "Oh no, you got to come inside for that." Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be seated in order to get your pumpkin latte. I
No, thank you.
apologize.
in your
Yes.
to-go cup. Yeah.
Well, very good. Kurt, what about you when it comes to some downtown Disney highlights for yourself? What do you like?
So there's a particular art shop. I think it's called Wonderland Art Gallery.
Wonderground.
Wonderground. I'm sorry. Something.
That was
close.
actually on my list. I was gonna say that one too, but go for it.
Yeah. So I just love the artwork in there. And they usually have an artist in there as well. Drawing or making a Mickey character. Or
Yeah,
some
that's
random
always really neat.
character.
Yeah.
And seeing them doing that live is always really fun. And the artwork in there it's all I think commission based off of different artists or artists doing Disney type of artwork.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It's nice to see the different types in there. I never have enough money to actually buy anything.
That's one of my favorite parts about Disney in general is the different locations having those pieces of art or art corners in places like I think of the Off the Page store at California Adventure. They've got obviously art everywhere in that store, and they've even got some of the designers, animators that will always be drawing the different characters and stuff like that. Definitely a highlight. I'm glad that Downtown Disney ended up shoving that on in there and allowing it to be an experience for us.
Definitely, yeah. You got to go in there. Every time I go to Downtown Disney, I go there at least once.
Yeah.
Just to see some of the new artwork and see what it looks like, and just a quick glance through.
It's the only place for me as well in downtown Disney that I stop at every single time I go to Disneyland. It was on my list as well. It's pretty much everything Kurt said. It's just got what I love about it is you go in and you can see all your favorite characters in a completely different way that you've never seen them before.
Yeah.
So I love that because it's like every day you get to see a brand new art style depicting your favorite characters. So it's cool. Very
Absolutely.
cool.
Well, what
Yeah.
else is on your list, Tyler?
So for another one from me, I'm going to say Uva Bar.
Ooh.
Which is the big bar there in the middle of everything, in the middle of downtown Disney. And it is kind of a little sister, if you will, a little brother, whatever, to the Catal restaurant that's right there. And it's got a completely different menu than Catal does, and I love it. It's got these really great arepas that Katrina and I shared that are amazing with little pork on top, and they have great hamburgers. They have a burger of the month every month, and sometimes those are like fantastic. They had a lamb burger one time that was like friggin' incredible. And it's just a fun place to go. It's like I said, it's in the middle of everything. So it's just like you feel like it's happening when you're there. And it's the weather is mostly nice out here in Southern California, so it's all outdoors and it all makes sense. It's all great. So
Shireen, you've ever been to the Uva Bar?
Not the bar, but I've been to Catal. I haven't been to the bar yet.
Every time I walk by that bar, because it's always so crowded. I always feel like it's just
Sure.
it's very popular, right? It's a popular location. Every time I've ever walked by, I think, oh, another one I need to go stand in line for, and I don't. I keep walking.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, unless you're with a big party, you don't even need to wait in line at that place for the most part, because if there's a bar seat open, you can just walk up and take it. So if you want to sit at one of the tables that's around the bar, then yeah, you're gonna have to wait in line. But for anybody who's like, oh, we're so hungry, maybe like a couple is having a nice night, oh, we're so hungry, we need to eat something, and you see two little bar seats up there, just run and take them, because that's
Push past
There
the
you
guy
go.
at the podium,
Yeah.
and
That's mine.
That's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
I'll sit there.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Anything else on your list?
Well, this is it's a tough last one for me. I think I'm gonna go with World of Disney.
Oh, interesting.
Because World of Disney is one of those places that sometimes you say to yourself, you see something amazing in the park or whatever, and you're like, I got to get that before the end of the day, but I don't want to carry it around or whatever.
Sure.
And then you're leaving at the end of the night and you're about to get on the tram and you're like, oh no, I forgot to get that thing. And inevitably World of Disney is probably going to have it. So, I mean, and also let's not forget about the like major upgrade they did to it in the past year where, or I guess it's even been longer than a year now, where they've completely redone the interior.
Huge aesthetic change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not only aesthetic change, but also story change. It's really cool. I was lucky enough to like take a tour back when it was first opening of all the different story things, like how it was first built as a bus depot, and then the bus depot closed down because nobody was doing that type of tour anymore. Then Walt found it, decided it would be a great animation studio for his 9 Old Men. And that's why when you walk in there, there's a cross, but you're going to look at the brick walls and be like, why does it say something about a bus station here? And then you look over, at the cash registers and there's ink and paint everywhere. And you're like, what is going on here? It's because there's a whole entire story that they created from back in like the 40s. This place was built, even though we all know that's not true.
Right.
And so it's the story, it's the loving creation of it that I love the most about that shop. And that's the cool thing about it too. It's a shop.
Yeah.
We're talking about a shop right now. And so I don't know. They really went out of their way to make that as Disney as possible. You can find everything you want. And yeah. So it just slightly edged out Earl of Sandwich.
Well, there's a competition. And Shireen, when it comes to downtown Disney and that whole sort of back corner next to Disneyland Hotel being as vacant as it is, if you were, to wish into existence one thing to come aboard to the downtown Disney portfolio of places to visit, whether this be a restaurant, a store, you name it, an experience, entertainment, what would you most want to see down there?
First, I thought, oh my gosh, an expansion of a park.
Oh,
But then I was like, right now, I'm like, I really miss the theater. There was like
AMC.
everyone met up there. We all saw the Avengers, or
Yeah.
a new like Marvel movie or Star Wars, and that theater was just really well done.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good.
It was a beautiful
hub.
theater. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they could make that even bigger into IMAX or like Dolby, that would be really cool. I don't know.
So turn
Many
that.
options.
So bring a theater
Like a huge
life back.
theater. Yeah, theater life. I think that brought a lot of people down to get dinner first and then walk straight to the movie.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
not a
miss
bad
it.
idea. Yeah, just some sort of performance venue entirely would be, I think,
yeah.
really helpful down at that end for the sake of entertainment. Ever since House of Blues moved out, there really isn't a performance venue at downtown Disney anymore. Even if it was
Yeah.
like a large amphitheater that had some covering or something like that, just something to help pull people in. But I like the idea of a movie theater coming back. And Kurt, we'll jump to you before we wrap things up. If you were to put something into downtown Disney that isn't there now, what would it be?
I want more restaurants, some places to eat. Like they got rid of quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily they did bring back Earl of Sandwich, so
Yeah,
that's always nice. But like that side of the park or the end of downtown Disney is just really lacking, and I want something to really just bring me over there. And a good restaurant, I think, would really help in that matter. Some place nice to eat.
Yeah.
That you can wind out.
More
down
table
at.
service.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bring on some more unique table service.
Sure.
And Tyler, you mentioned it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Like just another special table service restaurant would be really helpful.
Yeah, any type of restaurant. Honestly, I would like there to be. We talked about it before on the show, but I would like there to be like an upscale food court.
Right.
That's
right.
The first thing that kept coming to my mind when you're asking what we would want is Polite Pig for some reason. Like,
awesome! Yeah,
like a Polite Pig type of place would be amazing, where it's like sit down style food. I mean, you're gonna get amazing food, but it's a little easier to just go in and out as quick as you can. So I would like more stuff like that.
Yeah, certainly a restaurant that I always stop at Disney Springs when
Yeah.
I'm there in Walt Disney World, and hopefully we will see a revitalization of downtown Disney coming here very soon. Thank you all.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.